Have you ever noticed how often I talk about the nervous system? If you've been listening to the last few episodes, this new series that I'm doing, you've probably heard me say things like the nervous system learns through repetition. The nervous system needs experiences of safety. The nervous system becomes the bridge. And you may have found yourself wondering, what exactly is the nervous system? Is it the brain? Is it the vagus nerve? Is it our emotions? Today, I want to slow down because before we continue this journey together, I want to introduce you to one of the most incredible systems in your body, a system that has been quietly working for you every second of the day, a system whose deepest desire is not to control you, but to protect you. So, grab your journal, a cup of tea or coffee, and come join me as we learn how to teach the body what the soul already knows. Because this nervous system series is really about one thing: learning how to create the conditions for a life that feels safe to live. Welcome back to the Sovereign Goddess podcast. I am your host, Abigail Mensah-Bonsu, and today I would like you to meet your nervous system. Are you ready? Let's begin. Hello, hello, lovelies. Welcome back. Welcome back. So, you know, I I have like the whole series of the nervous system planned out. And as I was getting ready for this week's episode, I was like, wait, I'm talking about the nervous system a lot. But what if not everybody knows what the nervous system is? So I wanted to give the nervous system that space so that you can learn what we call the nervous system. Because I think one of the biggest misunderstandings is that people imagine the nervous system as one thing. Maybe the brain, like a bundle of nerves, right? But it's so much more beautiful than that. I like to imagine, I like to imagine it like an orchestra where every section is listening to every other section. No one is working alone. Everything is communicating. Everything is adapting. Everything is asking, what does this human need right now? When the orchestra is in harmony, life feels more connected, more grounded, more regulated. When one section becomes overwhelmed, the entire orchestra feels it. So healing isn't forcing one instrument to play louder than all the others. Healing is helping the whole orchestra find its rhythm again. So let's talk about the nervous system. So the nervous system is not, it doesn't stop here. Okay. It's like this intricate network throughout the entire body that works together to make sure that we are safe in this world, to make sure that we are having certain experiences in this world. And remember, the whole purpose of the nervous system is to protect us. Whether the choices are good or not so good, depending on what we've trained our nervous system to what patterns or beliefs that we have trained our nervous system to, well, what am I looking for? To hold, right? Because it's based on that. It's based on the things that we've done over and over, things that we've believed over and over, heard over and over, seen over and over, right? That's what it's based on. And I've talked about how the nervous system doesn't like it when things are out of the norm. It likes things that have been repeated because it can account, it can account to it. It's like, I know this. We've done it over and over. And every time we try to stray from that, guess what? It tries to protect us by bringing us back. Right. And so I think before we, like just understanding what your nervous system is can really help you understand the different parts that are at play. Let's start with the brain. So most of us think that the brain is the boss, the command center, the place where everything happens. And yes, the brain does help us think, reason, plan, solve problems, imagine, create. But here's something fascinating: the brain is constantly receiving information from the rest of the body. It's not making decisions in isolation, it's listening. So, the brain is one part of the nervous system, and I can even break it down. I'm not going to go, this is not a science class, okay, neuroscience class, but I wanted you to get an idea of what the nervous system is comprised of. So the brain, we can look at the limbic system. So the limbic system is like the emotional system within our bodies. It's like the emotional alarm system within our bodies, the emotional center, right? We can look at the prefrontal cortex, which is for decision making. Let's see here. I'm trying not to make this a science class, keeping this as simple as possible. So we look at the reticular activating system, or the RAS. This part of the brain is our sensory filter. So I think it was last episode, we were talking about, how our brain filters what we perceive to only allow what aligns with our beliefs and programming to come through, and how much we filter out, which means that if you're not aligned with something, you filter it out, whether it's the most perfect opportunity for you or not. So this is the center. The RAS is the center that deals with that. The default mode system, this is just like the name. This is our autopilot system. It basically takes care of our internal narrative. Our ego is here, and it predicts the future based on past experiences. With the autopilot system, this is where we can get stuck in a loop. So when you hear someone stuck in a loop, this is the system where it's happening. Okay, so that's the brain. So the brain, the brain is known as the planner. It composes, oh my gosh, it composes of the limbic system, the prefrontal cortex, which is the decision center of the brain, the reticular activating system, or the RAS, which is the sensory filter, right? And then we also have the reward or dopamine system, which that explains itself, right? It's really about motivation, habits, subconscious desires, relationships. Yes, relationships, right? And this part of the brain is very subconscious. It works subconsciously, right? Okay, so the brain alone, this is what is the components that are working in there. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the limbic system, which is still part of the brain, the emotional center, because this part is very powerful. The job, remember, the its job is to ask, am I safe? Am I connected? Should I prepare for danger? The limbic system is incredibly fast. Long before your thinking brain has figured something out, your limbic system has already begun scanning the environment. This is why you can walk into a room and immediately feel that something is off. This is your emotional center. Your body notices the subtle changes before your mind can even explain it. Very powerful system. Okay. So that's the brain, part of the orchestra of the nervous system. Now let's move on to the heart. Yes. So the heart, it's called the cardiac nervous system. Okay. So the heart is responsible for the rhythm. And I'm not talking about just the heart, the beat, the heartbeat. I'm also talking about the rhythm of your life. So I love this part because we've all heard the phrase, listen to your heart. But did you know there's biology behind that? Now you know. Your heart has its own network of neurons and is constantly communicating with your brain through the autonomic nervous system. It's not just about pumping blood, it's also sending information. Its rhythm influences attention, emotional regulation, and how we respond to stress. Your heart is a big part of the conversation. Okay. And then let's move on to the gut. And this one is the enteric. Let me get this. I wrote this down. The enteric nervous system. Yes, the enteric nervous system, which is also known as the second brain, which you've heard about. We've all said, I've had a gut feeling, or my stomach just knew. Again, there's biology behind those expressions. Your digestive system contains an incredible network of neurons called the enteric nervous system, and is constantly communicating with your brain. Sometimes your body recognizes something before your conscious mind does. That's why intuition often feels physical before it becomes verbal. Just, are you with me? Are you staying with me here? Just, you can come. This is one of those episodes you can come back and listen to. Again, this is like intro to the nervous system, okay? Because it can go way deeper than this. I'm just kind of, the whole purpose of this episode is to let you know that the nervous system is not just one thing. And so when I'm talking about the nervous system, we're doing this and how it's influenced. Now you can correlate each of those actions to a certain part of the nervous system, like the part that is playing the certain sound for the orchestra, right? And you notice that it's a whole system within your body. It's not one thing. So when I say the nervous system is your body, this is what I mean. Okay, so now let's talk about one of my favorite parts of the nervous system, the vagus nerve. Who hasn't heard about the vagus nerve before? Vagus, vagus toning. Like we've learned so much about how to activate our vagus nerve to calm us. Like we tend to hear it. If you've heard me mention it before, this is why. I think of the vagus nerve as one of the body's great bridges because it carries information between the brain and the heart. The heart brain, I think it's called heart brain coherence. The vagus nerve is what allows that connection to happen. It carries information between the brain, the heart, the lungs, and the digestive system. It's constantly moving messages in both directions. And this changes everything because it means healing doesn't only happen from top down, like from mind to body. It means healing also happens from bottom up. Your breath can change your brain. Your movement can change your brain. Your voice can change your brain. Your body is constantly communicating with your mind, and your mind is constantly communicating with your body. I'm sorry. Do you see why I have a love for the human body? I have a love for the brain, the psychology of who we are. Because the more you dive into the study of your body, you realize how amazing this system is. What it takes for you to even look at someone or smile at someone, let alone to love someone. Whew. It is big. Okay. So we've talked about the vagus nerve, which is also part of the nervous system. So just in summary, the nervous system, and I hope I didn't forget any of them. I think I got all the big ones, important ones. The nervous system comprises of the brain, the heart, the gut, our vagus nerve. And within the brain, we have the dopamine system, we have the default mode network, we have the limbic system, we have the reticular activating system or the RAS, we have the prefrontal cortex, we have the let's see here, the reward system, which I talked about, the dopamine. So when we put all of this together, we begin to see something extraordinary. The nervous system isn't one part. It's a conversation happening every second of every day. Your brain, your heart, your gut, your lungs, your senses, your memories, your emotions, all communicating, all working together, all trying to answer one question. What does this human need in order to survive and hopefully to thrive? And perhaps that's the biggest shift I hope you take away from today's episode. Your nervous system isn't trying to sabotage you. It's not trying to make life harder for you. It's not trying to keep you small. It's just trying to protect you using everything that is learned up until this moment. I'm going to repeat that again. It's just trying to protect you using everything that is learned up until this moment. And once we understand that, we stop fighting our nervous system and we begin to partner with it. This whole series is for you to learn how to partner with your body, work with it instead of against it. And we can only collaborate if we understand each other, right? I hope that you fall in love with your body as much as I have. I hope that you fall in love with your heart, with your mind, with your lungs, with your gut, all of it. The more you learn about what it takes for you to be you, that gratitude needs to extend to them every day. That gratitude needs to extend to this beautiful system, this orchestra. Mm. I'm excited about it. You can tell my excitement with this topic. I love this topic. In college, I majored in pre-med because I wanted to become a doctor. And then as I was taking the pre-med classes, I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm gonna go insane. I need something else." And then I added psychology to it. I majored in psychology too, and psychology balanced my pre-med classes. I loved psychology. But it was really cool because here I am in psychology learning about these systems, and I go into my pre-med classes and I could see these systems, I could touch these systems. Like it made it so incredible. Like talking about the nervous system, talking about the nerves in our bodies, and I'm able to trace each of the nerves from the spine out and see where it connects to, what muscles it connects to, where it goes, what organs. I fell in love. And that love has never left. I feel like my love for the body started at a very young age when I could hear the wisdom of my body and I followed through that wisdom and it took care of me. And at a very young age, I understood that if I listened to what my body's asking me to do, it will take care of me. It will always have my best in mind. Now, as we grow up, we start to, believe all these things that are not even for us, not even good for us. Some of it keep us small, the programmings, the beliefs, right? And then we forget that the body still is our greatest supporters. It wants us to thrive, it's protecting us. And so then we start fighting against our own system. Perhaps this is one of the well, what am I looking for? Like with some of the tactics behind what society wants us to do. Because if we don't collaborate with our bodies, then we're going to look outside of our bodies and ask someone else to do the work for us or to tell us what to do. Because if we understand this system, we have everything that we need right here. The beauty about our nervous system is that it's not stagnant. Is constantly learning, which means that we just need to be intentional about what we're teaching it, what we are asking it to filter out for us and filter in for us. We can change, we can shift, like all of that. If our nervous system was stagnant or, kind of like just stuck in one, then yes, we would be stuck with just one thing for the rest of our lives. But oh, it's so dynamic. And I love that we have the ability to shift and change at any stage. It doesn't matter how old you are, it doesn't matter where you are in your life, it doesn't matter. Your nervous system is a nervous system and it's constantly learning. It's constantly asking and looking and observing. what you are feeding it. And that's the information it uses to help you create the life, whether it's the life that you want or not. It just depends on what you're feeding it. So take a deep breath in, a slow breath in. Let's slow it down here. And I want you to imagine just all the different parts of the nervous system that I introduced to you. So place your hand over your heart and place the other hand on your belly. So now when I ask you to do that, you understand why. So notice the warmth beneath your hands. Notice your breath. Notice your body. And without changing anything, just simply whisper to yourself, my body is communicating with me. My body is communicating with me. My nervous system is trying to protect me. My nervous system is trying to protect me. And I choose to listen with curiosity instead of judgment. I choose to listen with curiosity instead of judgment. So now I want you to bring your awareness into your heart and imagine that beautiful golden light pouring in from above into your heart, into your body. And again, that emerald green light pouring in from below, from the heart of the Divine Mother, into your body, through your feet, into your heart. And then gather all that beautiful light, that divine light, emerald green and gold. And I want you to send it to your brain. Better yet, let's amplify this light with the energy of gratitude. As you send this light to each of the parts of the nervous system, send gratitude to these parts as well. Sending it to the brain. I am grateful for my limbic system. I am grateful for my prefrontal cortex, my decision maker. I am grateful for my reticular activating system, my sensory filter system. I am grateful for my reward system. I am grateful for my default mode network. I am grateful for my heart. I am grateful for my limbic system, the emotional alarm system. And I am grateful for my gut, my intuition. I am grateful for my vagus nerve, the bridge, the sacred bridge. I am grateful for my nervous system. I am grateful for my whole body intelligence. Take a deep breath in here. And really feel this orchestra of intelligence awaken. Hear their voice. Hear the song they're playing. And perhaps you begin to notice where the sound is out of tune. And I ask that wherever you hear that, just go ahead and send that golden light with that emerald green light. Just send it there. You don't need to try to complicate it or try to decipher what that is. Just send it, send that love there. Start there. Send that light there. And just listen. Listen to your whole body orchestra. Tune it up with the golden and emerald light. emerald green light, and breathe. Beautiful. And again, let's listen. Let's repeat this to ourselves. I choose to listen with curiosity instead of judgment. I choose to listen with curiosity instead of judgment. Now take a deep, slow breath in. And with your exhale, allow this work, these words to settle, to anchor. Receive this blessing on every level. And as we close today, I want you to remember this. The next time you hear me say the nervous system, I don't want you to picture one small part hidden somewhere inside your body. I want you to picture an entire community, a community of incredible intelligence. Your brain, your heart, your gut, your breath, your body, all communicating, all adapting, all learning, and all trying to help you live. And from this moment forward, everything else we explore in this series will begin to make even more sense. Because before we can teach the body what the soul already knows, we first have to understand the beautiful system that's been listening all along. So if you haven't yet, open your eyes and give your body a big hug. Be like, I see you, and I love you, and I thank you, and I thank you, and I thank you for all that you're trying to do for me. Thank you for letting me see you. I will do my best at listening and understanding you because you are amazing. And I'm so, so happy that we get to do this journey together. Do more of that every day and continue to learn more about who you are. This is what makes my work that I do with women so unique because it's not just about spirituality. Actually, a big part of anchoring that spiritual work is understanding the physical. And you're getting to experience my physical work. This is what I do with my clients, and this is why my clients expand. They just like thrive because I'm not just teaching them spiritual concepts or just activating them and saying, oh, good luck, We're really bringing it into the body. We're bringing heaven into the earth, bringing heaven into the body so it can be lived and expressed here and now. That's what the whole thing is about. As above, so below. If above is as incredible, now you begin to see how incredible below our bodies also is. So again, if you know anyone who needs this episode or this series, please share, share, share. You can listen to this episode on Apple Podcasts, on YouTube, on Spotify. And I would love for you to go on Apple Podcasts and leave me a comment on there. Because the more interaction I get on them, the more people get to receive this medicine as well. And we know that, This is just one of the series that I've done. There's so many blessings on this episode, on this podcast that they can receive. And let me know what resonated with you. Let me know what awakened within you as you were listening to this episode. All right. Until next time, I want you to be gentle with yourself. Your nervous system has been loving you in the only way it has known, in the only way it has known how. And it will continue to love you. You can work with it to create that which you desire. From my heart to yours, I will see you next week. Bye.